Okay. So
I
we'll
think.
we'll play a guessing game after we finish the cast. You up?
I'm up for that. It'll be like
All
20
right.
questions, and we have to ask each other.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Anyway, let's introduce these two players. That's the important thing, and why we're here to watch StarCraft, not listen to us play guessing games.
Do
So,
it. Do it.
do it now. Okay, in the top left position, we have the blue Zerg player from Team mCon. It is Shaggy. And his opponent in the lower right position, the orange Protoss player, it is mCon.ShaGGy.
All right. So mCon.ShaGGy already building an in-base pylon. It looks like this could be a gateway expansion. Just, you know, not trying to even put the pylon behind the minerals to maybe build a forge, be safe versus early pools. Just building it in front of his nexus. So, yep, there we have the gateway going down now. This in Wings of Liberty. You would ordinarily die just because Lings would most probably at one point or another stream through the ramp into your base. But now you have the Mothership Core, which makes the early game defense a lot more easier. And with a Zealot, a Stalker, and the Mothership Core, you can defend that early pressure just fine.
You can do some nice damage as well.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's good fun. But we've spoken about just how good a mothership core is. Like, I'm not saying, I should clarify, a mothership core is not overpowered. It is
No,
very,
it's not.
very balanced. But what it gives you options, and I think that makes the game way more fun to play, way more fun to watch, and is just generally awesome.
It is, because now you are not pushed towards the same line of play every single time. You can mix it up. You can be very creative. And you know, with these new units and abilities, a lot of it, at least now, comes down to how you use those units.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a very good set of units, a very good composition, but if you use them, or should I say misuse them in a wrong way, then you just don't get the advantage you need out of them. And indeed, we do have quite a lot of Zerglings being produced early on. 4 lings. Usually you just want to limit this to 2, but seeing that gateway expand, you know, early units will be coming out from the Protoss. So Shaggy decided, hey, I'm gonna need some additional Zerglings here, just to be sure I'm safe.
Yeah, don't know what's coming out. You want to make sure that you can hold back any stalkers, and that's really what these Zerglings are going to do. Also, this is the version of the map where the watchtowers have been removed in the center, which is a really, really huge deal.
Yep.
And it is probably the biggest deal in map design ever. It's why Neoplanet is such a cool map, because it has no watchtowers. But these Zerglings were feeling very confident there. And a cancel went down there.
Yeah, and a nice focus firing as well from mCon.ShaGGy. Whoa! Wait a minute, he cancels.
Yeah, he rebuilt it. He cancelled it and then rebuilt it.
And he cancels
Because
it
he thought...
again.
No, he started it again. Oh, you're talking Shaggy. I'm
Yeah.
talking mCon.ShaGGy and his Twilight Council. Okay.
Okay, so
everything's getting-
cancels and building over again, the cancelled building, are going on both sides. And, well, look at this. Shaggy actually seeing that gateway expand. He is afraid that he might not stay alive to defend that third base successfully. So he's cancelling that, and he's building 3 spine crawlers at his natural expansion.
It's a smart move cancelling the hatch. If you don't see the natural down, you do not want a third.
Yeah,
There is
don't.
absolutely no situation where taking a third when a Protoss player doesn't have a natural is a good idea.
Yeah, and we have a Dark Shrine on the way, so this is going to be a DT expand. Oh man, this brings back so many good memories on Zolnaga Caverns.
Since I was maining Zerg back then, it brings back so many bad memories for me of like every time, and you knew it was coming as well.
Sure.
And you'd see Protoss load and you'd be like, okay, must be careful, can't get DT rushed, can't get DT rushed, can't get DT rushed. You'd start playing, and then a few minutes later, you'd just be like, you'd say some choice words, which are 4 letters long, and I'm not going to say on stream,
Of course.
when you forgot to make detection.
Yeah, exactly. And now the question is, will we have detection?
Well, the big difference since back in those days is a Spore Crawler doesn't need an evolution chamber.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. We already have a Spore Crawler in the main, but we don't have any in the natural. The Zerglings are driving away these Stalkers. These Stalkers are microing beautifully, but the Speed Kick Center surround will commands. Time Bomb going down. That's a little bit a waste of energy because, you know, those Zerglings can just get out there and kill those Stalkers regardless just what happened right now. But DTs are coming in. You're exactly right, Metals, and they're going to the natural. Oh, the third DT needs to be attacking the hatchery. 3 DTs can take it down very, very quickly, but he goes for the Spine Crawlers instead. 1 DT goes into the main. There's detection though, but the natural is forfeit. Yeah,
the natural is forfeit, so that's why that DT has to be very, very careful once to get out of range. And I'm surprised that actually, the spawning pool.
Oh my god.
The spawning pool, the quick Spore Crawler, you can do it. You can do it, Spore Crawler.
Burrow, quickly. Still not seeing the DT. Oh my god. Oh, it's just barely in range. Okay, now the DT gets taken up at the natural. The natural is down below below half health. It is most certainly going down. Meanwhile, Shaggy is doing his best to prevent the Protoss from expanding because the DTs is all he has.
Yep. But the DTs are doing a very good job of cleaning out links.
Yeah.
It must be said. They are efficient at it. And the Spine Crawler is going down. The macro hatch. Building a hatch there. Oh, please cancel. Please cancel it.
Oh, he's going after the links. He knows that the more of the army he kills, the better off he will be. Yep. Because the more larvae will have to be spent. Oh my god, so smart use of these DTs. Let's see if Shaggy sees them. No. But he essentially, like, the Spore Crawler is in such a position that it protects the spawning pool, the Roach Warren, and both of the gases. He has vision over those. So...
legit, if there was a couple more DTs, you can wall off your opponent with DTs, and since there's no lair, it's near impossible with no creep spread to actually stop that.
Yeah,
like exactly. He could contain his opponent for a good 3-4 minutes, which I've seen done, and it is the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, that would be completely hilarious to see. So lair is on the way now. Right now, of course, that will give Shaggy a option to have mobile detection, overseers, exactly. And this Mothership Core, great use of that Mothership Core, still scouting for that expansion, still seeing none, while Mobywan is expanding behind this. So I just wonder what will he be following this up, and he is building the Robo facility, because he did see the Roach Warren, trying to wall off his ramp as quickly as possible.
This is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah,
this is already going to be a crazy game. Like, we've got to that point in the game where things get a bit funky. But look at this wall off now. Gateways are good units. If your opponent's rushing a lot of lings.
They are. And with those immortals coming in, I mean, the sentries have just been freshly warped in, so they have only 1 force field each. But we already have Archons on the field. We will have Immortals very shortly. Mobywan trying to do his best to chrono boost those out. But the Zerg is 28 Harvesters to 42 behind. The DT's still doing magic out on the map, delaying the attack even more. Mobywan is very good at buying himself some time. There comes the Overseer, and the DT gets killed. But the gateways are finished. There are no cannons, but oh, wait a minute. A premature time bomb there. Not a very efficient use of that Mothership Core. And yes, this is what I was waiting for. Please, Shaggy, go around, split your army, try to go for a
Warpins. Warpins are gonna go. Come on. Yes, he notices. Okay, Mobywan, he's aware of what's happening. He's prepared. He's gonna get a Warpin. Warpin. Please, Warpin. I know you've not got much money, but just warp in everything you can. It's essential right now.
It is, because the amount of roaches and links we have right here, I mean, the force wheels will not be enough, only 2 Archons there, but 2 Zealots have been warped in meantime, and they are attacking the natural, and look at this. Shaggy, for whatever reason, is pulling back all of his army to defend 2 Zealots.
Yeah, this is a bit of an overreaction. Those Zealots were clearly very scary.
They had, I mean, have you seen the new Zealot Marauder combination? The artwork on Reddit?
No.
I think those Zealots looked like that picture on Reddit. And by all means, I mean, that would scare the shit out of me.
It's like, dude, be careful. Be careful, there is an awful lot of Zealots in your base. But no, now, Shaggy is pretty far behind.
He is.
That's the only way to say it. He's got a big standing army, but it's a very weak army, even in everything apart from numbers. And that just means that without the worker count advantage, and actually being a good, like, 23 workers behind, and on equal bases, things are never looking good. And just look at the Immortal count. 2 Immortals out already, double Forges, Archons are there, there's a good number of Sentries, Blings coming, all the upgrades, everything mObywan could want. And ShaGGy, he's got to go for it, in my opinion.
Well, he has to do some damage, or he can hope the Protoss will not attack in the next 5 minutes. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean...
No rush, 20 minutes, KK.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so... These two changelings most probably are going to get killed off.
Yeah,
there we go.
They do get killed off.
Nice one. This pylon, though, in the front is still up, so more DT warp-ins possible. And, well... I don't know for what reason the army of the Zerg has been pulled back right now, all the way into the main. We do have a transition to Hydras out of ShaGGy coming out. And I wouldn't be at all too surprised if the army composition that mObywan is shooting for will be just Gateway, Immortal, Archon, High Templars once the Vipers hit the field, if it even comes to that. And he'll be just ravaging the enemy's Hydras with Storms. And the Gateway army and Immortals will take care of the Roach, is no problem.
This one DT is doing a nice job at the third as well. Not much, but just like, again, delaying. It's mObywan just taking it to the max, making sure that his opponent can't really get set up too comfortably. I'd love to see like a DT warped in. Oh, literally, as I say, I'd love to see a DT warped in. What does he do?
Warps in Zealots!
No, he warped in a DT as well.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, see, he did both.
Okay.
I was gonna say a DT and some Zealots to pick off this third, and that is precisely what he's doing now.
Yep. The DT is trying to sneak his way into the main.
He's gonna kill a queen.
God. Nice. The army has been pulled away to defend the third base, and all the while the DT made its way all the way up into the main. There's only one queen to defend versus that DT, and this is really smart by mObywan. He's saying, like, just forget about the queen, just kill as many drones as possible, and he got 3 kills. Can you imagine, with all the shenanigans that went down this game, only 3 drone kills and 0 probe kills this whole game?
That is pretty crazy. Like, how did that happen?
I do not know. I have no idea.
The drones are like indestructible. Oh, we got a War Prison. We got a War Prison with a lot of Zealots.
Yep.
The Zealots are going to be going in. Meanwhile, a counter push coming by ShaGGy. This counter push, I can tell you, is nearly 100% going to be ineffective.
It is. There are a lot of force fields. There are rocks in place here, so he can't hit the third. He can't hit natural because there's a wall, and it almost looks like mObywan is. He's decided to, hey, I'm just going to wall off all of my bases completely, and I'm only going to be attacking with pylons and War Prism. He needs to realize what's going on, and he's already repositioning his army. He knows what is up.
Yeah, and once you know what's up, it's going to be really hard to push him because those Colossi coming out, there's already 2 on the field. The drop into the main base as well of ShaGGy is going to be able to pick off that lair most likely.
Actually, he is. He most certainly is. DT being warped in as a bonus. And that lair goes down. That is not good for mObywan. That is basically resetting his tech or keeping him on lair for another 8 minutes.
Yeah, and now the Hydrogen's gone as well. This means that ShaGGy back to Roachling is all he can make at the moment, and that is so problematic, especially with these Colossi coming out. We're about to jump up 2-4. We've got the 2 Archons there as well. Upgrade-wise, it's 1-1 against 1-0. Soon to be 2-2 against 1-0 as well.
Oh my god. So he thought he killed everything. He pulls back his army on move command, and you know, that DT almost took out the Evolution Chamber. The whole time, ShaGGy, like, that DT was visible, but that army just wasn't there to kill the DT.
Yeah,
so
this is bad times right now for ShaGGy, who is ahead in supply. But I just want to clarify, the only reason he's appearing to be ahead in supply is because he's got 27 roaches. They are so supply ineffective.
And he's down on workers, big time.
Yeah.
Okay,
and so
here comes the engagement. Nice time warp followed by force fields. Beautiful combination, and ShaGGy just instantly G's out of the game.